Okay, we're going. Um, I'm 18 today, so I'll go for that first before I get into the school segment. Woke up this morning, went downstairs. There were a couple of balloons up, and a card from my grandpa. Also got a card from my granny, which, like an idiot, I opened up the day she gave it to me, which was Sunday. Um, went to school, which I'll explain all the birthday stuff in the school segment. And when I came home, there were more balloons. Well, actually, no, there wasn't more balloons. Sorry, but there were banners up. Got two more birthday cards, cufflinks, which look great, and also my copy of The Handmaid's Tale came in, but that's not really a birthday gift. It's the exact opposite, in fact. Also, on top of that, the Cardboard Art Monkeys is out, Gotham Knights, the game is out, and Tales from the Borderlands 2 is out. Um, Gotham Knights didn't download because I don't have space, but Tales did. Can't play it yet though because I want to finish Saints Row Saints Row 5 PS4 first. Yeah, that's everything. So this is school on Friday the 21st of October 2022. Um, I read and finished The Dark Knight Strikes Again, the sequel to The Dark Knight Returns. Nothing to do with The Dark Knight trilogy, although The Dark Knight Returns is the most influential. Not just. Sorry for the chair squeaking so much. I'm moving a bit so I can get my iPad up. Not just the most influential Batman or DC comic, the most influential comic ever, and for good reason. I read the sequel, and it's because I hadn't I read the original in 2019 or 2020. You know, it was sort of year 11 or year 12. But I read this, and I didn't really understand it sometimes, and it just had this style where it was like, it'll show you a bunch of stuff for no reason. And sometimes I like that, but this one didn't really work out. And also the art style looks schizophrenic. Like if you look up, I tried to look up earlier, couldn't find it, but Plastic Man looks terrifying. Try looking up on my iPad. I'm not gonna show it though. Excuse my stomach. Excuse my mouth. No, I will show it. But despite all its flaws, I liked it. In LA, people celebrated my birthday. Also, I just want to say thank you everyone that did. So people are celebrating it. Read some stuff. I'm not gonna say what though, because I'm nowhere near done yet. um, so I'm trying to think of what to say. Excuse my stomach again. I roasted down. I don't remember what I said, but like I roasted him, and then I shown the video recorded Riaz's death in Arrow. I was like, "That's you," because I roasted you. And our mutual friend said that that is simultaneously brilliant but cringe. Anyway, didn't do much mentoring. I went to where she is normally, not there. Went to the office and asked where she was. They said that she was in the room next to where she normally is. Went there, and we were just talking about my dashboard, which needs updated, despite the fact that technically I already did. Also, we talked about what happened yesterday with the moving image teacher requesting that I use my classroom assistant as an actor. Turns out the moving image teacher did email the mentor. Although I thought the only person in the school she knew, other than my old assistant, was the male head of year. But whatever, I guess. That's it, really. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jack, for forgetting. Jack actually went out to the shop at lunch and bought me a bar of chocolate and a 1 litre bottle of Fanta, which is great because I didn't get the opportunity to get lunch today, so I had some of the chocolate already. Anyway, this Twitter as of 22 past 4 p.m. Well, yeah, of course we're going to look for another prime minister after the current one resigns. Deepfake porn is on the rise and everyday women are the target. But not. I have two. I don't know what this means, but I have two guesses. Either one, like, say there was a school worker that I fancied. That's hypothetical, of course, because I don't have a job. But, like, a co-worker I fancied, and because I'm too nervous slash ugly slash whatever to ask her out and actually have sex with her, I deepfake her in the porn, which I don't know. Obviously, that's wrong, but I don't know if it's illegal or not. Let's assume it isn't. Um, yeah, that's bad. Or the second explanation is that what they mean by the everyday woman is that porn stars are losing their jobs because wanting people will be looking at deepfake porn instead of non deepfake porn. It's not. It's quite sexist that you're saying everyday women, if that's the case. Enough is enough. Liz needs to go, despite the fact that Liz is already gone. Wait, is this real? LGB Alliance. For those that don't know, it's lesbian, gay, bisexual alliance where people who are part of that alliance believe that trans people shouldn't be part of. There shouldn't be a T in LGBT because lesbian, gay, and bisexual are sexualities where transgender is a gender. So transgender should have something like T and B to S, Q, etc. But why are they trending? It's a ink grip. Please don't copyright me for my neighbor loudly playing. Whatever that is. First Stone Toss W, not true. Only Stone Toss W, not true. Rare Stone Toss W, not true. Rare Stone Toss W, not true. Musk plans to lay off 5,500 out of 7,000 Twitter's employees, 70%. When he purchases the company, Twitter started stack ranking, and its expected layoffs will initially target lower performance. He scored less than freedom performance of feasible. Yeah, of course you want to get rid of the ones that aren't doing as well. A corporation is not small business. In the UK, every single business is registered as a corporation that pays corporation tax. God bless the park. To be fair, I'm jealous of not being able to just sleep whenever the hell I want, be left alone. She's taller than her mum already. She's actually really tall for her age, so she doesn't get the height from her mother. Disabling parts of the brain with magnetics can weaken faith in God and change attitudes to immigrants, study finds. Shutting down the Fred processing center of the brain, scientists weakened people's faith in God and made them less prejudiced. Are wireless earbuds dangerous? Experts warn that Apple's AirPods can send an electromagnetic field through your brain as 250 at the same petition the regulator and detect. Tiny wireless Bluetooth headphones fit into the ear canal. Honestly, when the AirPods first came out, people making jokes saying, "Oh, it's like the pods that everyone wore in Doctor Who, and they all turned into Cybermen." It's not exactly the same, but I'm finding it similar. Yeah, it's no longer a joke. 250 scientists from over 40 countries have signed a petition to the WHO and the warning against radio wave radiation from wireless technologies. Close proximity of AirPods to the brain and inner ear may raise cancer risks. Little research exists on Bluetooth and its health effects, but also uses radio wave radiation. Plus, AirPods talk to one another using a magnetic field that passes through the brain. An expert says there's little research on this, but can't imagine it's all that great for you. When did you realize that AirPods are a totally new world order? I'm glad I don't use AirPods. State Department funding drag queen shows in Ecuador to promote diversity and inclusion. The saddest video you ever watched. I can't see the subtitles because of this. Can you get rid of this? I hope there's more than just him talking because I don't speak his language.
خلاص بقى الامريكان يجاوبون على السؤال اللي حاير. لماذا العراق؟ شو سببه؟ بن لادن عراقي ما عراقي اللي ضربوا نيويورك عراقيين ما هم عراقيين اللي ضربوا البنتاغون عراقيين ما هم عراقيين في أسلحة دمار شامل عند العراق ما عنده. حتى لو عند العراق سعيد دمار شامل، باكستان عندها قنبله ذريه، والهند عندها قنبله ذريه، والصين وروسيا وبريطانيا وفرنسا وامريكا، ما كل عندهم قنابل ذريه. كل بيدمروها كويس. فندمر كل الدول اللي عندها اسلحه دمار شامل. تجي قوه اجنبيه تحتل دوله عربيه وتشنق رئيسها واحنا نتفرج عليهم وضحك. وليش ما نحققوا في شنق صدام حسين؟ كيف يصير حرب يشنق ورئيس دولة عربية عضو في الجامعة العربية؟ احنا نتكلم عن سياسة صدام حسين والخلافة معاه السياسي، ممكن كنا مختلفين سياسيين معاه ومختلفين حتى مع بعضنا نحن الآن. ما في حاجة تجمعنا أبدا إلا القاعة هذه. ليش ما يكون فيها تحقيق في مقتل صدام حسين؟ قيادة عربية بالكامل تقتل تشنق ونشانق نحن نتفرج. لماذا؟ ما ممكن الدور جاي عليكم كلكم. نعم. ليش أمريكا قاتلت مع صدام حسين ضد الخميني؟ كان صديقها. التشيني كان صديق لصدام حسين. رامي السندي كان وزير الدفاع الأمريكي لما كان يدمروا في العراق، صديق وحميم لصدام حسين. واخيرا باعوه وشنقوه. حتى انتم اصدقاء امريكا، نحن اصدقاء امريكا، بلاش نقول انتم، نحن اصدقاء امريكا قلنا قد توافق امريكا على شنقنا في يوم ما.
Eleven years ago today, a person was killed 3 years before his death. He won the Arab League. An entire Arab leadership was executed by hanging. Any one of you might be next. We are friends of America, but one of these days America might hang us. One of the best speeches in history. Person was ultimately killed by the Americans and French for proposing a new African currency, which would have undermined the dollar and CFA francs monopoly over the continent. Sure. Now, before I play this, Amazon has banned Jordan Peterson's books, 12 Rules for Life, 12 More Rules for Life, and everything else he's made, but you can still buy Mein Kampf on Amazon.
If you go on Amazon.com, and you remember this started as a bookstore, an online bookstore. It's the biggest bookstore in the world. They have everything. There's nothing you can't find on Amazon, including used books. So if you were to go onto Amazon to read books by a man who is in the news and whose ideas are directly bearing on world events, you look for a guy called Alexander Dugin. Dugin is one of Russia's most famous authors and political philosophers. He doesn't work for the government. He doesn't work for Vladimir Putin. He's just a philosopher. So if you're interested in, what are they thinking over there, you would search Dugin's author page on Amazon, but you would not find any results. Really? Kind of a big author to be left off Amazon. So we reached out to Amazon to ask, why can't we find any books by this guy? And then we realized because he's been banned from Amazon. So then we asked Amazon for a list of all books and authors who've been banned from their platform. And they wouldn't give it to us. So we went back and forth, and finally Amazon provided a 6-word response, and we're quoting, Amazon complies with all applicable laws. Applicable laws? Well, in the United States, there are no laws against publishing books because we have the First Amendment. The government can never, under any circumstances, censor any book, period, or anything that you have to say, period, because that's the core of our Bill of Rights. Then we learned that Amazon and the Justice Department were ignoring our Bill of Rights. Amazon apparently based this decision on a Treasury Department designation concerning, quote, disinformation. And that designation applies not only to Dugin, but also to his family, though not to his daughter, who was murdered recently by the Ukrainian government, but we're not allowed to say that. What did she do wrong? Well, I guess she said the wrong thing, but that's cool because they're fighting for freedom. But that's not the point. The point is, in our country, which is very different from Ukraine, we're allowed to read whatever we want. But we can't now because the Biden administration is demanding that the biggest bookseller in the world censor books that they disagree with. And Amazon complies without asking any questions. Now, this is as clear a violation as the First Amendment as you could concoct in a law school class. So then we reached out to the Treasury Department. Did this really happen? Yeah, it did. They essentially confirmed it. Quote, "We don't comment on possible enforcement matters, but the Treasury Department continues to vigorously enforce Russia-related sanctions." Oh, really? There is no legal basis for ever censoring any book if you're the U.S. government. That is not allowed. That's the main thing that's not allowed in this country, period. We don't care who wrote the book. You're allowed to read it. You can read any book you want. You're an American. And if you cease to be able to read any book you want, it doesn't matter if you're an American, because you're just a serf. Well, Amazon has refused to provide us with a list of the other books they are banning, but they clearly are banning a lot of different books. And why can't we know what those books are? We're going to continue to look into this. And if there are any legal challenges to the book banning, which is one click from book burning, we hope there are legal challenges. We'll let you know about those as well.
He who endures distress will be granted joys, and he who bears with unpleasant things will not be deprived of pleasant. St. Nihilus of Sunday. That's really happening in the UK. I don't know why he's suddenly uploading his YouTube videos on Twitter. I'm not gonna watch it because it's 6 minutes and I'll watch it later. But I need to catch it with like 13 days of videos. Right! The new youth package, which most likely would be part of an omnibus spending bill, could be within the range of roughly $50 billion congressional aids, and a source close to the Ukrainian government said Biden administration has not yet made a formal request for new funding. Apparently, Congress is discussing an extra $50 billion bailout for the Ukrainian slush fund. The regime is telling you have the best way to beat inflation is to have an abortion, while it writes blank checks to defense contractors and corrupt foreign governments. The most self-centered selfish people I've ever met in my life. They're not in politics, not for their beliefs, not for what they can do for the country. They're in it for their own ghastly little careers. Farage is perfect description of 99% of Tories and all their grifter hangers-on.
I did a story on, I think it was Thursday last week. No evidence US involved in Nord Stream pipeline from Fox News' Jennifer Griffin. She went on air and said that. No evidence. Her source? Because the Pentagon said so. Oh, great. Case closed.
Wow.
Done and dusted. And also, on top of that, it's not enough for them to control the media and have their narrative pushed out 24/7 with no room for any dissent whatsoever and to vilify the people who do dissent. They then have the fact-checker industrial complex that complements that on top of it. And again, it's just an extension of the media. Trust in media is at its lowest it's ever been. They're never going to get that back. People's analytical skills are on high alert whenever they watch mainstream media now, which is why I've done videos about how they're inserting the social media, the social engineering, the propaganda into soap operas, into television shows and stuff like that. No one trusts the media. I did a story on, I think it was Thursday last week. No evidence US...
The reason why I don't immediately click off the videos is because I actually play solitaire while watching the videos. Oh god. Few white supremacists successfully lobbied YouTube to suspend me, a Jewish dual citizen of Israel and America, for anti-Semitism. Ben Shapiro and friends can virtually signal all they want, but ultimately they're the ones platforming dangerous anti-Semites. All I did was point out. Breaking news to clarify. The white supremacists are the Jews who objected to you saying Shapiro should be gassed on a Holocaust if it happens again. And another foretaste of potential future carbon allowance limits, a major bank in Australia has introduced a new feature that links purchases to a customer's carbon footprint and warns them when they're going over the average. Okay, so since it's going over the average and not going over a set limit, what we should all do is increase our carbon footprint so that increase it. I don't know if you increase it, I don't know if it'll ever go down, but assuming it doesn't, you can just, we all increase it, then we go back to the normal amount that we had before. Another day, another video of Biden getting lost on a stage and speaking complete mumbling gibberish. Major UK supermarket chain planning to sell bugs as food to help poor people through winter. Following CTC's advisory committee on immunization practices voting 15-0 to add corona shots to children's recommended vaccine schedule, Republican governors have filed not to institute mandates in their states. Following Kanye's controversial comments over the past week, his detractors have targeted companies that do business with the hip-hop star, with the latest act directed sports brand Adidas.